Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
This episode is brought to you by Global X. Since 2008, Global X ETFs has been committed to empowering investors with unexplored, intelligent solutions. Global X specializes in exchange-traded funds that offer exposure to the artificial intelligence ecosystem, including themes like data centers, robotics, semiconductors, and cloud computing. To learn more about Global X's entire suite of ETFs, from covered calls, fixed income, emerging markets, and more, visit globalxetfs.com.
This is Optimal Finance Daily. Buy this, not that, by Dr. Jim Dahle of whitecoatinvestor.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Now let's get to today's post as we optimize your life. Buy this, not that, by Dr. Jim Dahle of whitecoatinvestor.com. Number 1. Buy a used car with cash, not a new one on credit. The amount of money that Americans throw away on transportation is unbelievable. I'm a firm believer that the reason most middle-class folks are not wealthy is sitting in their driveway. Cars depreciate rapidly, and more expensive ones cost more to finance, insure, maintain, and repair. When I see someone with a 5-figure car loan, I just shake my head and honestly feel sorry for them for not understanding this principle. Few of us agree with everything Dave Ramsey says, but he's got 2 auto rules of thumb that I think are pretty darn good. The first one is that you shouldn't have cars and other things with motors, like boats, planes, motorcycles, snowmobiles, RVs, etc., that are worth more than half of your annual income. If you make $200,000 a year, you should have no more than $100,000 in cars. If you're a resident married to a stay-at-home spouse, that limit is going to be $30,000. Maybe a $10,000 car and a $5,000 car would be even better. The second rule of thumb is that you shouldn't buy a brand new car until you're a millionaire. At that point, it becomes a relatively trivial part of your financial world, rather than something that's preventing you from building wealth. Both of Ramsey's rules of thumb are worth following. I would also add my own rule to the collection. Never have a car loan of more than $10,000, even if you're a doctor or expect a high income later. Get used to paying for your stuff with cash using saved money. Number 2, buy index funds, not actively managed funds. The data showing that you should invest in low-cost, broadly diversified index funds instead of actively managed mutual or exchange-traded funds is overwhelming. Yet only half of the money in mutual funds is in index funds, and plenty of those are not low-cost or broadly diversified. Why buy something that's almost guaranteed to underperform? The benefits of index funds are even more pronounced in a taxable account. And actively managed funds will have higher management fees, more bid-ask spreads, higher commissions, more short-term capital gains, more non-qualified dividends, and more manager failure. Who needs it? Number 3, buy term life insurance, not whole life insurance. Life insurance is designed to treat the financial catastrophe of having a breadwinner die young. Term life insurance is pure insurance. You're paying for only what you need. Young, healthy people can buy millions in term life for a 2-figure amount per month. Whole life insurance, on the other hand, is a combination of unnecessary insurance and a poorly performing investment. No wonder such high commissions have to be paid to get it sold. Number 4, buy a house in a good school district, not private school tuition. If you live in a good school district, you can send your kids to the local public schools for free. Well, not for free, But it might as well be, since you're going to pay the property taxes supporting those schools either way. Private school tuition can be as much as 40 grand per year. From kindergarten, 40 grand times 13 years is 520 grand. If you have 4 kids, that's over 2 million in private school tuition. You're telling me you couldn't find a decent house in a decent school district for $2 million? I'm skeptical. A house might be a consumption item, but it's the least bad one to buy. Not only does it shelter your family, but it generally appreciates over time. If you have school-age kids, owning a house in a good school district pays 2 kinds of dividends. It pays you saved rent dividends, and it pays you saved tuition dividends. Number 5, buy individual disability insurance, not group disability insurance. While the most important thing about disability insurance is to have something in place, some disability insurance is clearly better than other disability insurance. An individual disability policy generally has premiums that do not go up over time. It can go with you when you leave your current employer, and it's more likely to pay out and for longer in the event of a disability. Group life insurance policies have escalating premiums. They're not portable, and they can be filled with so many holes in coverage that they resemble Swiss cheese. Number 6, buy retirement accounts, not annuities. Retirement accounts are products made to be bought. Annuities are products made to be sold. The tax breaks available in a 401k or a Roth IRA are dramatically better than those available in an annuity. Both retirement account money and annuity money grow in a tax-protected way, but that's where the similarities end. Both annuities and Roth IRAs are funded with after-tax money, but the earnings coming out of a Roth IRA are tax-free. Those coming out of an annuity are taxable at ordinary income tax rates, and the earnings come out first, and the fees are significantly higher. Retirement accounts often provide better asset protection, better estate planning benefits, and better investments. While annuities have their uses for some people late in life, funding one before maxing out your retirement accounts is almost surely a mistake. Number 7, buy experiences, not stuff. The data in the happiness literature is very clear. In general, the purchases that bring the most happiness are shared experiences with people we care about, not the stuff that fills our houses and garages. Not convinced? Go to an estate sale sometime. Nobody wants the deceased's old stuff. What isn't being thrown away is sold for pennies on the dollar. The average estate sale brings in $18,000, and the estate sale company takes 30 to 40%. How many years of your life did you work so you could get $12,000 worth of stuff? And number 8, buy a practice, not a doctor house. Young dentists are often faced with the choice to buy into a practice or get a big mortgage on a fancy house. Buy the practice first. The practice is an asset which may double or triple your income. The house is a consumption item. The same principle applies to many physicians buying into a partnership or purchasing shares of a surgical center, dialysis center, endoscopy center, lab, radiology center, or practice real estate. The doctor house will be just as enjoyable at 40 when you can afford it as it would be at 35 when you can't. You just listened to the post titled, Buy This, Not That, by Dr. Jim Dahle of whitecoatinvestor.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. Buy low, sell high. It's easy to say, hard to do. For example, high interest rates are crushing the real estate market right now. Demand is dropping and prices are falling, even for many of the best assets. It's no wonder the F.I.R.E flagship fund plans to go on a buying spree, expanding its billion-dollar real estate portfolio over the next few months. You can add the F.I.R.E flagship fund to your portfolio in just minutes and with as little as $10 by visiting fundrise.com/OFD. That's FUNDRISE.com/OFD. carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the F.I.R.E flagship fund before investing. This and other information can be found in the fund's prospectus at fundrise.com/flagship. This is a paid advertisement.
What's 2FA security on Kraken? Let's say I'm captaining my soccer team, and we're up by a goal against, Soda Springs FC. Do we relax? No way. Time to create an extra line of defense and protect that lead. That's like 2FA on Kraken, a surefire way to keep what you already have, safe and sound. Go to kraken.com and see what crypto can be. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Interactive Inc., PWI DBA Kraken. View PWI's disclosures at kraken.com/legal/disclosures.
I think this article makes a great point that not all consumption is created equal. The typical way we've been conditioned to spend is to accumulate material possessions, like homes and cars, using debt. This makes us look like we have more money than we actually do. The reality is, we've simply convinced a financial institution to loan us money. There isn't anything particularly impressive about this. Building wealth is about buying assets, not stuff. We still need cars and homes, but we can be strategic about how we deploy our resources to get those things. And if we care more about actually being wealthy versus looking rich, we will have a much easier time of it. Also, the more we invest in our financial literacy, the more likely we won't make the mistakes described in this article. We won't buy annuities and whole life insurance because we won't allow a salesperson to convince us that these insurance products are investments. And we won't overcomplicate our actual investments. We'll just buy index funds and pay as little in fees as possible by self-managing our portfolios. And that'll do it for today. Have a great day and start to your weekend. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back here reading for you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.